as well, so maybe I'm just hearing voices.
Could be.
Time when you open up a Zoom and you don't know what to do.
Hi, friend. Stan, nice to see you.
You bet, Mike. Same here. Steve, Lee. Steve, I just asked Dana the same thing. Neither one of you showed up this afternoon to help me wax tractors.
You know, that anything using my abdominals is still kind of
Oh,
painful.
that's
I'm
right.
I'm trying to avoid that. Otherwise, I'd have been there.
Okay, bud. There's Jody. John Rector will not be here tonight. He called me this morning. He had a close friend pass away, and they're helping with the visitation tonight.
Well, did you get any more rain this afternoon, Stan?
I barely had a tenth altogether.
Pouring here right now in West Champaign, FYI.
I just pulled in here to Brookings, and it was getting pretty dark as I was coming down 150, but yeah. You've had more rain here because it was water standing on Main Street over here. Does anybody know if James is going to be coming in tonight or not?
I'll text him right now to remind him.
Okay, thanks.
Rosales here. I couldn't get on Zoom, so I'm on the phone.
We got you, Geraldo.
Cool. I'm all ears. Now, is there any reason why I cannot get on Zoom? Hello?
Issues getting in too, so I just tried a couple more times and I finally got in.
Okay, I'll do it again then. Thank you. But I'll stay on the phone so I wouldn't miss out on a thing.
6:30. Okay. At 6:30, I'll call this meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Young,
Here.
Rector, Summers,
Present?
Tinsley, Taylor,
Here.
Woken,
Here,
Ingram,
You.
Harper.
Here. Okay, we have a quorum present. First item is the approval of the agenda. Anybody got a motion for that?
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Taylor. Is there a second?
Second. Ingram.
Ingram. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Do we have to roll call this? Oh, sorry about that, guys. Roll call.
Young,
Yes.
Summers,
Present?
Taylor,
Yes.
Woken,
Yes,
Ingram,
Yes, and also Tinsley just entered the room.
Tinsley,
Present.
Harper.
Yes. Motion passes. Approval of minutes from the August meeting. Motion.
So moved.
Ms.
Second?
Taylor. Who's the second? Steve. Moved by Ms. Taylor, second by Mr. Summers. Any discussion? If not, roll call again, please.
Young,
Yes.
Summers,
Yes, and it's pouring in Urbana right now.
Tinsley,
Yes.
Taylor,
Yes.
Woken,
yes,
Ingram,
Yes.
Harper.
Yes. Okay, next item is public participation. Do we have anybody out there for public? I don't think we do.
Doesn't look like it.
So, okay, we'll move on to any communications from the committee. If not, we'll move on to new business, and item A is update on the Humane Society, and I'll turn this over to Dana. Thank you.
All right. Well, thought that we would invite Mary Tiefenbrun here to talk about her remodel and new construction to their building located on our East Campus out here. Mary, I think you're on the phone. or
Yes,
on
I'm
the
here.
computer. Yep. You want to just give the facility committee a quick idea what your plans are, if you've got a schedule in terms of construction. We have forwarded them the information that was provided to us on the site, what your building's going to look like, et cetera. So turn it over to you.
Yeah, thank you for having me. As you may know, I'm the executive director here at the Humane Society and have been since 2007. The building was completed in about 1988 and no significant changes have been made since then. A few years ago, we decided to start working toward a capital project to do a lot of what's basically deferred maintenance, but also to upgrade some aspects of the facility and add some space for office space, but also the biggest thing is the addition of the education building, which will be to the west of the current building. So we're doing a 1,600 square foot addition on the east end of the building to expand our lobby, which gets very crowded, and to also add a space for appropriate housing for cats and small animals. We've, over the years, had to put cats in cages in the lobby, and it makes the lobby really crowded and impossible to do good customer service, and it's also not good animal housing. We've also had our small animals in the hallway between the lobby and the kennels, and that's a pretty high traffic area for prey animals to be existing. So we hope to improve animal housing quite a bit by doing that 1,600 square foot addition. We're also going to update the kennels. The kennels are all chain link right now, glazed cinder block and chain link. We're going to keep the glazed cinder block, but replace the chain link with more modern and attractive kennel fronts that'll be safer, easier to use, and create a much more attractive kennel. As I mentioned, the education building, that'll be 5,700 square feet, primarily designed to be a dog training space. We currently offer dog training classes to the public, but we have to beg and borrow space. Currently, we do them in a small storage area at Prairieland Feeds. And we think, well, dog training and other humane education is a big part of our mission because we'd like to prevent animal homelessness rather than just be here as a safety net when it occurs. So the education building will give us space for education programs, dog training, and a lot of operational needs that we currently struggle with, like our dog behavior testing and dog exercise and dog-dog interactions all have to take place either outdoors or in our break room when the weather's not conducive. So we've been struggling with a lack of large meeting space for a long time. We don't even have space for staff meetings. So the education building will have many uses. We're also going to rearrange some things internally. We're going to move our surgery suite, renovate our medical lab, and make some other modifications. But the biggest upgrade that we're going to do is our HVAC system. We have been limping along for the past several years. We spend thousands every summer having technicians come out to try to keep our air conditioning units running, and it's time to do a complete overhaul. So that's the basic plan. We are currently scheduled to be before our special use permit is coming up on Thursday night at the City of Urbana Plan Commission meeting. So we're not anticipating any trouble there. And we're in the process of doing the final, getting our drawings finalized and all our final decisions made so that we can put this out for bid this fall. We'd like to get it out for bid. We'd like to hire a general contractor late this fall so that we are good to go and actually break ground in the spring. So that's our current plan. Happy to entertain any questions about the project or the Humane Society in general.
Yeah, any questions for Mary? Mary, I know in our agenda review the other day, we gave you a long-term lease right on the property where you're going to build all this. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
It's actually through 2026 with 3 extensions possible. So.
Any other questions for Mary? Mike, I see your hand up there.
It's not a question so much as I just wanted to say thanks for the presentation. It's a lot of good information, and I appreciate it.
Oh, sure. Thank you.
If not, we'll move on. Thanks, Mary, for your time, and
You're
thank you,
welcome.
Mary.
You're welcome. Thank you all.
Thank you.
We'll move on to item B, update on the courthouse JDC video security replacement project.
Okay. I did include in the packet minutes from 2 meetings last week in September and then September 1st. Project is moving along nicely. I would say we're probably about halfway done at JDC. All the cameras have been installed. Wiring's there. We're actually wiring up the control for the cameras now. Hope to get started within the next week or 2 on the master control locks and communication. Same process at the courthouse, September 14th. We are actually starting the wiring for all the card readers that are going in. That process should take about 2 weeks. We've got probably a month left there of work. But staff at both buildings are very happy with the progress. They have actual some use of the cameras at JDC, but they have use of all of the cameras currently at the courthouse, and just have the master control to get busy on now. So, but that project's coming along. We anticipate, like I say, finishing up within a month and get a punch list going, and hopefully in 6 weeks be 100% complete. Any questions?
Any questions out there for Dana? Okay, sounds like it's going smooth. We'll go to item C,
Here,
update on the hailstorm.
hearing none. Okay, so unfortunately, I apologize, but I gave you a lot of information again. This is the engineering report that we hired GHR to provide to us. They did a thorough review of all of our HVAC systems that are on our roofs or on our grounds, and came up with the damage, and it's pretty extensive. Frankly, it's not as expensive as the roofs, but it's certainly up there. We're looking in a magnitude of about just shy of $800,000 for replacement of either parts or complete units, depending upon the age of the units. So we have actually provided our report that GHR did to the insurance company. They've looked at it, and frankly, I think they're going to use it. They've got a lot of respect for GHR here in the community. We've had business both with the insurance company and GHR working together before, so I think that that's worked out terrifically for all of us. And it's my understanding that we should be receiving the actual cash values for the HVAC later this week. We have received the cash values for the roofs. They came in the office last week, I believe. I've included that kind of a single page Excel spreadsheet for you. That total value is about 1.8 million. It's a big number, but we've got some really large roofs that were severely damaged. Brookings, 2 of our 4 roofs have to be replaced. The Elias building, the 1-story building, all of the asphalt shingles need to be replaced. Courthouse, all of the asphalt shingles need to be replaced. And then we've got smaller damage on some of the other buildings that the county maintains. We'll go sit down this week and talk about how best to move forward and get these roofs replaced and HVAC equipment replaced. Problem that everybody who's had damage is running into is there's just contractors are so busy. There's no way they can get to it until next year. So in fact, it's even hard to get somebody to come out and do a price estimate for us. So what we'll probably do is, or at least I'm thinking through, is hire 1 or 2 architects for our roofs and put bid documentation together, engineers for our HVAC equipment, put bid documents together, and as we have done in the past, try and get something out in December when contractors are beginning to try and line up their spring and early summer work schedules, trying to obtain the best pricing possible. I feel pretty good about our HVAC equipment. One aspect that GHR did provide to us is they did check with a local contractor and just to double check that their pricing were within the guidelines and the numbers set up by GHR's research. So we have yet to be able to do that with our roofing, but feel pretty good about the roofing. Obviously, if we have a surprise in terms of what Cincinnati Insurance has provided for us in terms of actual cash value does not meet what the bid is, we have an opportunity to go back and to re-examine that. So in fact, I had that conversation today about 5 o'clock with them. So feel pretty good about our relationship and where we're heading. Now it's really up to us to take on some contractors, engineers, architects to help us put our bid documentation together to get these repairs going. We'll try and bundle some of these together, but obviously with the option to award by project just to see what pricing comes forward. So anybody have any questions about the information contained or pricing on the roofing?
Any questions out there? There again in the agenda review the other day, did you tell us that you're looking at possibly putting a protective coverings around these HVAC systems?
Yes. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mention that. One of the, in the document that GHR provided, we asked for them to give us a price for what it would cost to put hail guards on the rest of our HVAC equipment so that this type of thing can never occur again, at least on our HVAC systems that are pretty vital to particularly our 24-hour buildings. That price was about $61,000. It was the last few pages of the document on hail damage. So that is not an insurance item. So that's something that we'll have to add to our construction fund, if you will. As we look at readjusting our capital asset fund project list this fall, we'll try and incorporate that into it by replacing some of this. One of the positives by replacing some of the HVAC equipment, the insurance that drops off of our capital asset fund list, at least over the next 10 years. So we'll have some savings. We'll pick up that cost. So it we actually should be pretty well benefited by what's transpiring, particularly with the roofs, the Elias roof, the We'll be putting that together this fall, so it'll be a busy couple of months for us.
Any other questions on that? I believe the hail guard money will more than pay for itself if this ever happened again. So, I know, I think that's kind of what we decided in agenda, but if Steve, you got any other comments on that?
No, it would be prudent to have that protection. I mean, it's not inexpensive, but it would be nice not to have to go through all this again. We have another event.
Okay, thanks. If there's nothing else, we'll move on to the last item D, discussion of hosting the Urbana Honor Roll World War II plaque. Dana, Geraldo, myself, and Brad Gould from the Veterans Administration went to the VFW last Thursday, I believe, and looked at it. And I'll let Dana, but it is in need of some repair. We kicked some ideas around where we might be able to get that done. And I know today Steve and I talked about where to put it. From a personal standpoint, I still would like to see it at the courthouse, but I don't know if we have the place to put it. And I believe Dana said there already is some World War I here at Brookins. But I'll let Dana speak on this for now.
Thanks, Dan. After looking at the plaque and talking with one of the gentlemen at the VFW, this plaque was actually put together by a local Urbana shop. I've placed a call to them and I've taken some pictures, so I hope to meet with them later this week to seek some pricing to basically give the plaque a facelift and see what that would cost. At the same time, I met with Brad Gould today from the veterans group, and we looked at a couple of places to put the plaques. There's two of them here at Brookins, and there currently, as Stan said, is a plaque. I thought it was World War I, but Brad did a little research on it, and it's actually World War II, and it's casualties of Champaign County for World War II. He's doing a little more research from it. It was actually produced by the exchange clubs of Champaign, Urbana, and Rantoul. I'm not sure all three are still in existence, but he was going to reach out to, I believe it's the Urbana exchange that's still operational, and talk to them about it. But we have a place, or at least identified a place here in the main lobby at Brookins, kind of across the hallway from this World War II plaque. Brad thought that it was a proper location, very visible from the main entrance. Part of the problem at the courthouse is that you come in the main entrance, you go up the stairwell, there's really no wall space beyond that. So you're really trying to figure out a place to put it on that facade there to the left and the right, or east and west of the main security entrance. And there's already plaques on both sides, so it would be a little more difficult. Also out of the way here at Brookins, at least, be in a central hallway. It'd be right by the main entrance, like I said, in between the entrance to Pod 100 and RPC. So it's got great walk-through traffic right by the main desk, reception desk that's there. So felt like that's a pretty strong location. We'll take another wander through the courthouse just to see if there's some other place. It doesn't make any sense, though, frankly, to put it up on the second or third floor. if you're going to have it there, it needs to be kind of in a main hallway. And unfortunately, most of those windows on the north side of the building as you enter are all glass. There's no real opportunity to do a whole lot. So, but we'll walk through it again with Brad and report back. So, we also talked about funding, where we're going to get the funds from. I did ask Geraldo to consider talking to the county board to see if they can chip in. I know Brad is going to talk to several agencies or organizations to see if he can help with some funding for this. Rough estimates, I ballparked it at, somewhere between $1,000 and $1,500 to refurbish the sign so it's in a little bit better shape and get a proper title or name for it. What you see on the photo that was sent out again with the packet is Urbana Honor Roll World War II. A little bit of a misnomer. We believe that's Champaign County Honor Roll, so it's respective of all the moms who put in $1 to have their sons who went to war listed on this plaque. I don't know, and I don't believe that it includes, every soldier from Champaign County who went to war, but we just need to make the plaque representative by saying that, further explaining that moms put in $1 to have their names of their sons recognized on this honor roll. So with that, I'll open it up to any questions or suggestions.
Any questions out there?
Was Brad going to approach the Urbana Legion as one of the groups? Because I could certainly do that as well. I'm not in the Legion currently. My father is though, so. Do you remember?
He talked about talking to the VFW and one other organization, and frankly,
Legion. I mentioned I could talk to our local Legion out in Royal. They usually have a little money. I mean, maybe they'd be willing to put a couple $100 in here and there, especially if we found out. And that's good having Brad look at this because he knows the history and can research the history on the names on that plaque. And after we found out it's kind of a county-wide deal, maybe we go to some of these surrounding legions and VFWs here in town and around, see if they'd be willing to help out a little bit, go that route. But as I said to Steve today, it's good that we have Brad that can research these names because there were some on there we thought were father sons that served. Some of the names were in gold lettering, which Brad thought could have been deceased in war. The rest of them were probably served there, but those are some things that maybe we can rely on Brad to check out for us. But any questions, please let me know or Steve or Dana here, and don't feel afraid to call Brad either. I think he's had some good ideas on this also. So any other questions on this issue? Okay. If that's all we got, I have no other business. I have no officers report. Next meeting will be October 5th. Nothing for the consent agenda, so I'll call this meeting adjourned and we'll move on.
Thank you, Stan. Have a
Yeah,
good
you're
night,
welcome.
everybody.
See y'all.
Good
Yep.
seeing your faces.
Hey, next time you do that tractor waxing, let me know. That's a lot easier job than I used to get stuck doing out on the farm. So
Oh, okay. You come out tomorrow, I'll get you started. I've done it for a day and a half and I'm wore out. So,
oh, that sounds terrible.
all right. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you later.